there was some network issue. That's why class got disconnected. So I was discussing with you these value points. With the help of these value points, you can frame your answer number first. Now let's move to second question. Why was the teacher fond of the girl even though she was dirty? Fond of that girl, it means the teacher loved that girl. Why the teacher was in love with that girl? She was beautiful. That's why teacher was loving that girl. No. She was very much hardworking. She was very much hardworking. You can say she was very much laborious. She was humble and polite. She was humble and polite. Very inquisitive learner. She was very much inquisitive learner. She was always ready to answer in class. She was very inquisitive, eager to learn anything. She was very much dedicated. And that girl really having fond of studies. But only point that the teacher noticed that these were her qualities. But another point that was noticed by teacher was that her hair was no problem. Her hair was untidy and face was dirty. But the teacher noticed one thing. What was that? The teacher noticed that she was pretty under the dirt. That teacher was pretty. The teacher noticed, you take out your notebook and start writing. Don't talk in my class. The teacher noticed that she was pretty under dirt. So that's why the teacher selected that girl. Okay. And that's why the teacher was loving that girl, that because of these qualities, the teacher was in love with that girl. So that's why she chose only that girl to give her a dress. And she was paying proper attention towards that girl. Because no doubt, no problem, the girl was having untidy hair. Face was dirty, but under that dirt, she was internally beautiful. Clear? So these are the points you can pick up to frame your second answer. So all of you get ready with your second answer. I can ask any of the child. So you should be ready with your answer. You can pick up all those points that we have written in second answer. Same points you can pick up and you can add some other points. What other points can be added? That the plight of the girl was miserable. Plight of the girl was miserable. She was poor. She couldn't afford new dresses. She couldn't afford new clothes. So you can add these points in your answer. That this was the reason that teacher chose that girl, that she should be given this gift because her condition was very miserable. She was so poor. Other girls in her class, they could afford good dresses. But this girl, she was so poor, her condition was so miserable, and she was living in below poverty line. She was living in a slum area. Okay. So that's why teacher chose that this girl should be given a new blue dress. Clear? Now let's move to question number 4. You frame your answers side by side. I can listen from any of the child. You should be ready to give answer. So in this answer, you have to tell about the reaction of her mother. After that, you have to add the activities which were done by mother. So the reaction can be, she was full of enthusiasm, zeal. She was very much excited. She was feeling on seventh sky or cloud nine. Her feelings knew no bounds. Her happiness knew no bounds. It means there was no limit to her happiness. She was extremely happy. She was full of happiness and she was jubilant, feeling jubilant. And after that, what was the activity she did? She started cleaning her kitchen and she spread very beautiful tablecloth, and she was feeling ashamed of herself. She was full of regret that I should not give food to my daughter in such kind of messy kitchen. So that's why she thought that I should also bring some change in my family. I should bring some change in the cleanliness. I should bring cleanliness. It means she was so impressed to see her daughter looking so tidy. Her daughter was looking so tidy, wearing a new dress. Clear? Now let's move to next question. What was the impact of the teacher's gesture on girls' family? Now who were in their girl families? Father and mother, they were present in girl's family. There were only three members, girl herself and her father and mother. So when you will be framing this answer, so you have to frame this answer by framing two paragraphs. In one paragraph, you have to add all the points of mother's reaction and about her activities. And after that, next paragraph should be based on reaction and activity of father. Now, what was the reaction of father when he saw his wife doing all these activities? What was the reaction of father? First of all, he looked at all the things. He looked at all these activities. It means her reaction was not so sudden. He was looking at all the things for some time, for several moments. For several moments. It means father was looking at all the things for some moments, for several moments. After that, what was his reaction? He was annoyed or he was happy or he was impressed? What was his reaction? Yes, he was so impressed. He got positive vibes from them. And what was the positive vibes? What did he do first? Yes, he went outside and he started repairing fence of the house because it was completely broken, it was completely spoiled, and that was on the entrance of their house. So he started repairing fence. After repairing fence, by next evening he made a garden. And with whose help? With the help of his family members. It means by taking the help of his wife and his daughter. He took their help, and with their help, he started making a garden. It means in this way, there was also a positive impact on father, that he looked at all the activities for some time. He minutely observed. He observed all these activities so minutely. And after minutely observing all those activities, he was so impressed and he got positive impact. And what was the positive impact? That he repaired fence and he made a garden. Yes, he made a beautiful garden. Clear? Now jot down all these. Afterwards, I'm going to deliver a 10-minute lecture on road safety. Okay? Because that has now become a part of your curriculum. Okay? And we teachers, we have to guide you in a nice way. So I will be showing you some of the pamphlets, brochures, and I will be guiding you in a nice way. Okay? And I hope you all will understand and you all will listen to me very, very carefully. So I'm going to begin with that. So here there are some road safety rules. Never drink and drive. Always wear helmet, seat belt. Keep a safe distance from the vehicle ahead. Never break red signals and always drive within speed limit. And you keep these points in your mind. There on zebra crossing, there are 3 lights. As you know, you have been learning these things from, I think, class first. That red light says stop, green light says go, and yellow line says, yellow light says. So do you obey it? So you should obey it. Clear? And it happens with you, I think daily. When you drive in a school bus, so many students, they have a habit to lean out of the window. You lean out of the window like this. Tell me, it happens or not? You witness, I think, this scene daily when you watch outside. But you should never do this. And when junior students are doing in front of you this thing, you should make them understand. You should stop them. You should tell them, you should guide them that it is really wrong, beta. You should not. Yes, you guide them in a nice way, na? Because they should not make this as their habit. Because all of a sudden, when the driver will start moving their bus, so you should stop them. Okay? So when junior students are doing this thing in front of you, so you should make them understand. Clear? And when junior kids, your brothers, sisters, siblings, cousins, your neighbors, they drive like this, you could also make them understand that they should not ride their bicycle on a very high speed, and whenever they want to ride, to ride in streets area, not on roads. They should not ride bicycles on roads because that is for their safety. And they can wear helmets such like that. Such kind of helmets are also available in market for junior kids like that. Okay, so they can wear. You can make them understand, your siblings. There can be your friends in your colonies, on your neighborhood, so you can make them understand. Clear? Clear? And next rule that I'm going to discuss with you, see how the students, how these children are crossing a road. What is the basic rule to cross a road? They should never run in front of the vehicles which are moving ahead. They should never run like this. They should wait at zebra crossing. Okay, then they should cross a road. This is a very wrong thing that is happening. Because of this, so many accidents are occurring. So you should not do like this. Clear? After that, see, 4 people are riding on one bike. Is it good? It happens. It is happening in our surrounding. Yes, it is happening in our surrounding. Do you think is it good? I think you people also do like this sometime. Sometime. So it should not be done at all. Beta, please listen. We should never do it. That is a road safety, because if you do like that, the accident can happen and it is against safety rules. See again, you can see one pic. A child is running in front of a car. That's really wrong. We should stop it. Beta, please. And when young children, they want to cross a road, I think they should take help from any elder one, because they are not able to cross a road alone, so they should do it with the help of any elder one. Clear? And one thing that is happening too much, if we go outside now, we can see 8% out of 10 they are doing this thing. They are busy on their mobiles, they are having mobiles in their hands, and they are talking on phone, and they are crossing a road and driving sometime. It should not happen. Even if your parents sometimes they do like this thing and they are driving with you, so you can also stop them. You can stop them. If any of the person is doing like this thing, so that can be the cause of accident. So we being a literate person, we should stop them. Clear? So is it clear? So these are some of the rules that you should follow. Okay? And there are some signals you can see, and I'm going to explain these signals. Because now you are growing up, you are a student of 8th class, you should know the meanings of all these signals. Okay? So I'm going to tell you the meaning of all these signals. See, this signal represents stop, that one should stop. So when you see such kind of signal, this signal means give way. You can jot down in your notebooks these signals. And when this arrow is framed and there is line on that arrow, it means straight. There is a straight way and there should not be any kind of entry. And this signal that is very much common, and this shows that parking is not allowed at all, that there should not be any kind of parking. Okay? And no stopping for standing. Sometimes people stand at that place and there is this signal. It means people should not stop at that place. And when this arrow is framed, it means right here pin bend, and it is left here pin bend. Clear? When one child is running and this signal you get a chance to see, it means there is a school ahead. And when there is a school ahead, it means one should stop. And that is for roundabout. And there is a dangerous dip. Clear? Students are not able to see. So I'm going to see to online students. They can see this thing. So you can jot down all these signals and write down their headings along with that and try to memorize it, try to learn it. Because if you look at these signals again and again, only then you'll be able to understand, and only then you'll be able to know their meaning properly. Clear? Online student, am I clear to all of you? Am I clear to all of you? So I think you have come to know some of the rules of road safety. Clear? So go through all the rules carefully. Try to understand its meaning.